Good. Let's see. Hi guys. Hope you are doing good, doing well. I think streaming is about to start. So let's see. So, session is still supposed to start. So let's wait, and then we'll be starting. Yeah. Okay. First of all, hi Rajshekhar.
Hello, hi Sandeep.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. And yeah. Hi guys. Hi everyone. So glad to see you all in the session. So, yeah, it has started. So, glad to see you all in the session. It's going to be quite exciting today. Uh, we have Raj with us, Raj Shekhar, who is currently living in Germany and I think working for more than 2 years now. I guess
Yep, yep.
working for more than 2 years now in Germany into yeah, maybe you can introduce yourself. So yeah, thanks for joining. First of all, please introduce yourself briefly to the audience, what you do, what's your profile, when did you come, all those kind
Okay.
of things. So let us start. Yeah.
Hello all, and thanks Sandeep for giving me this opportunity. I'm glad to connect with you after so long time, and yeah, I'll give my introduction. So I'm Raj. I am uh, basically from Hyderabad, India, and I have close to 15 years of experience in the SAP field. Okay, and basically a SAP SD consultant. I started off as a consultant, and then I ventured into different kind of roles. Now working as a IT project manager plus a senior consultant here in Germany for a local FMCG or product-based company. I worked in India for 12 years, and during that 12 years, I did get opportunity to travel to Germany between the years 2016 and 2018. And during those times, there were short trips, of course, due to project opportunities, and that is when I realized that Germany is the place I want to be. And I was trying for a long time since then. After 2018, I started my search, and frankly speaking, I started really applying seriously um, since 2020. And in the year 2022, finally, I got an opportunity directly from Germany, and I grabbed that. And by the end of 2022, I landed in Germany along with my family, and it has been more than 2 years, 3 months now. I live in Hamburg, Germany, and yeah, so far so going good. And I see myself staying here for a long time because my skills, my experience, and my vision for the future all aligns well with my stay here in Germany. So far so good, and I'll be happy to take some questions and share my experience throughout my journey, my job search experience, my things that I have faced during the job search, and any more questions. So yeah, happy to connect with you all.
Perfect, perfect. It's a nice introduction, first of all.
Hmm.
Yeah, and again, thanks to you again for joining here, sharing your journey, sharing your experience, coming live.
Hmm.
Okay, so so the idea is that basically I'll be asking you some questions, and then you can answer us those for the audience, and later, guys, for you we'll be having a Q&A at the end of the session, maybe in, let's say, 1 hour or 45 minutes, and then where you can put forward your questions to me and Raj. We'll be answering those for you. Perfect. So you moved from India, like you said, almost 2 years ago, right?
No,
And
yeah, 2 years, 4 months ago. Yes.
okay, perfect. So, how many offers did you get at that point of time?
Well, I had only one offer, one call, one interview, one offer. After that, I did keep on applying. Um, After I got the offer, also while I was getting the offer, but one or two interviews I got after even having this interview for my current company. But before I got the offer from those companies, I got an offer from this existing company, and therefore I went ahead with the visa process and I joined the company in the end. So if you have to say me how many offers, then only one at that time, which I grabbed, and I joined the company.
Perfect, perfect. So, I actually yesterday I was reading your chats, what I had with you on LinkedIn when you were in the interview process, to know about your experience and all. So, I think you also attended some interview in UK, right?
Yes, one interview in the UK, but that did not materialize because of location and designation related expectations, not with respect to skills. But yeah, everything worked well, but the designation was quite low. I had already 12 years of experience. The job demanded only 3 4 years of experience, but still I went ahead and applied for that, thinking that maybe they will be um, a little have maybe they'll have a little buffer about how many years of experience a candidate should have. So naturally, the position was very junior for me at that time, and hence I did not uh, go the last distance, I must say. But yeah, I did get a call from the UK as well, and I was interested in UK as well because I did work there for 1 year uh, with my previous employer, Accenture. But yeah, Germany was my first choice, and I'm glad that I did not end up going to the UK because I wanted to be here.
Perfect, perfect, amazing. Let's go further.
Hmm.
Okay, so uh, when basically when you got that offer in Germany, what was your feeling like? Of course, you were excited and happy, but still, if you can tell us more about it. Yeah.
Yeah, to say just excited wouldn't be enough because, as I said, with my previous employer, I did get a chance to travel for very short periods for short assignments between 2016 and 2018. But after 2018, things changed. I switched projects within that company, and then I was not getting a role which demanded me to say travel to Germany at that time. So what I did, I changed my project and I was searching for opportunities. I was already working for Accenture for more than 5 6 years back then, and therefore I was searching for opportunities inside the company, but nothing materialized. And suddenly in 2020, COVID hit, and what happened is in 2019 I got an opportunity to travel to the UK. I lived there for 1 year, but during COVID first wave, March 2020, exactly 5 years ago, we had to just go back to India abruptly by stopping the project and things like that because it was very crazy back then, and all employees were called back because we were on intercompany transfer visa. We didn't have a long term visa. So after going back to India, as you know, for more than a year we had only remote work. So I was doing work there and I was planning my next step already because I realized that this work from home or even hybrid environment will be there for a very, very long time because the job situation has totally changed. And that was a perfect opportunity for me to actually plan my, future of finding a job in either UK or Germany, preferably Germany. So I started my search in somewhere end of 2020, and for more than a year, more than 1.5 year, I was keeping on applying for jobs and all. And it was very tough because of various reasons I told you before as well. One, we didn't even have to go to office, to the local offices, you mean, even in our locations in India. Forget about companies sponsoring you to go outside of India. The remote work was there all over the world. So I realized that I will not get an intercompany opportunity again. All I have to do is find a job which will actually give me a permanent opportunity to move. So I was focusing on companies which had opportunities for even outsiders out of Europe, sponsoring visas. So I was doing a lot of research on such companies, but I applied a lot of jobs, more than 200, 300 jobs. I lost count after about 250 applications. And then in 2022, after I contacted you, that is when my job search experience little actually developed into a more effective method. And then I landed my first interview in the UK and first in Germany. And
I'll stop you here for a second.
mhm.
Let's go a little bit organized. So
Yeah,
yeah,
sure, sure.
so so perfect. So yeah, so you were answering. Okay, I would actually be interested. What was your moving experience from India to Germany? We'll
Ah,
definitely be touching upon your challenges. How did you overcome those challenges? And everything will further talk in the session. But for now, I really want to touch upon uh, how was your experience of moving from India to Germany? Any kind of surprises or cultural shocks? You, of course, you were already been to Germany before,
yeah.
but still, when you moved permanently, still many things must have been new for you. So can
Yes.
you
It
share
was
something
it was totally
which you were
different
not
situation.
expecting?
Yeah, it was totally different situation because when I traveled, as I said, between 2016 and 2018, that time I was single and we had accommodations given by the company and they were fixed kind of work. I knew the people onshore and offshore, so we just had to just book tickets and travel, stay in hotels, do our job, go back. That was a very different experience. We never met a doctor. I never interacted with locals apart from my office colleagues. So that experience was nowhere near to moving permanently along with family, finding a house, finding schools, finding local doctors and things like that. So in 2022, when I actually moved with my family, my son was very young. He was just 1 year old, and that too it was peak winter season in the end of December. And I was moving to a totally different city. I was working in Munich with my company, but I got an opportunity in Hamburg, which is in the very top of Germany. So it was totally different city, different job, new job itself. And I was speaking little German, but it was not fluent. My wife was speaking no German at all. So it was a totally different coin side, actually, moving permanently with my family. And fortunately enough, what happened is, my company sponsored my visa and I got a relocation package. So
You
there
mean
there
you
was
mean
a
the new job that you got? They
Yes,
offered you the
exactly.
relocation to
Relocation
settle
package,
down, move
including a
in.
couple of months of accommodation, only 2 months of accommodation. I had to find my own house within those 2 months, but at least when I landed, I got an accommodation to stay along with my family. And the things like registration and trying to find houses, permanent houses. Those were some tasks which were assisted by a team in my company as part of my relocation package. So it was difficult from the family side, but once I landed here, my office colleagues and even the team that helped me did did actually make me settle down quite easily, I must say.
Perfect, perfect. So that means when you came on deputation, so it
Hmm.
was different because you were single, and yeah, you didn't have to organize the apartment, you didn't have to um, buy the furniture, let's say,
Yes.
or organize other things, address registration and all that. But
Yes.
yes, when you came with a job offer, you got the relocation, but still you had to still organize visas for your family after coming,
Yes.
extension, registrations, all the administrative work, you can say.
Exactly.
But I think, yeah, it's sometimes, yes, people should give it a time of 6 months when they move into a new country. Yes, you need to
Yeah.
adapt to the processes, and so that you
Hmm.
plan better and then settle down eventually.
Yep.
Okay, let's go further. So uh, if I ask you, because you are living in Germany for more than 2 years now, what do you like most in terms of, or let me rephrase my question, uh, are there any places you traveled around where the location, any tourist destination, what might be your favorite, or you traveled somewhere? How is it?
Uh, I'll be very biased. I mean, there'll be so many people here who are fans of the US, UK, Canada, Australia, all those English speaking countries. But I am very biased towards Europe. I absolutely love Europe. Since the time I landed here for the first time in 2016, um, we were single, yeah. So we had a very good big group, and during that period only, I already traveled to 5 6 countries on short visits. So that is when I decided it's not for the travel, of course, but the work that I do in my skill area, I can land a job in Germany, and if I get a long term visa, I can explore places all over Europe. And if you have a visa, a local visa, means Germany or any other EU country visa, you have free travel to some 29 countries without need for external visa, right? So I love that fact. And in the last 2 years also, we traveled to 3 4 countries nearby for short vacations, and we don't have to book any visas. We don't have to do any administrative work. It's just book tickets, plan your holiday, and go. And that is the best I like about Europe. And that's why I said I am biased towards Europe being a destination for us. It helps us unwind, plan vacations during our summer vacations or winter vacation period, and I can work for the whole year and then travel to a few places in Germany and outside of Germany without spending money for visas. So that's the best thing I like about Europe, and hence I am really biased towards this continent, I must say.
Amazing, amazing. That's actually true. You get the chance
Yeah,
to travel across Europe, 28
yeah,
countries, without applying for any fresh visa, and you stay there for a period of 3 months, if you
yes.
want to. Right?
Hmm.
Okay. How different is the German work culture compared to Germany? I ask this question to everyone. Maybe what's your point of view?
German work culture compared to
Indian work culture.
India work culture. Uh, it depends actually. It's a very commonly asked question, but I am from the IT background. I can say only how it works for IT, because there are a lot of other industries where the work culture can be more similar or more totally opposite to how it is in India, right? So I will not give a very generic answer, but I'll stick to how it is for IT industry. Okay, and also depends a lot on your designation, whether you are a starter or whether you are a very senior person in the IT industry. I am somewhere in the middle. You can say a senior consultant, aspiring manager, etc. So at my level, at say people with 10, 15 years of experience, or even somebody who is above 5 years of experience. So the work culture, um, I'll not put it as good or bad, but I'll just compare and give my opinion. You get a lot more annual leaves in Germany compared to in India. For example, 30 days of paid vacation and unlimited sick leaves, provided you are really sick and you get a sick note from your doctor. So the work culture with respect to with respect to somebody being sick is obviously better in Germany. The work culture with respect to you doing your own work can be more or less the same, because in the end, if you are doing a certain, say, a consultant role, you are doing no different task than what you do in India, but here you get your different kind of leaves which you don't get in India. In India, you might get other benefits like very good hikes, very good promotions, many opportunities if you switch companies. Here, people don't switch companies so much because the jump in salary might not be really well. But if you stick to your own company, you have benefits like works council, which will take care of any unemployment related issues, or legal issues with, say, a company fires you from a job. So there are benefits and there are comparable differences, which makes Germany somewhat a little different to how it is in India. So I must say, leaves, better legal benefits, and time and all, and real work is more or less the same. How much hours you work here in India or there in India and in Germany is more or less the same. So it's not a huge difference, it's just that you get a few more benefits compared to in India.
Got it, got it. Amazing. So yeah, I think yes, it's more balanced, and you, of course, you work, let's say 9 to 6. If you are productive, you don't
Yeah.
hang around during work hours, so you are able to
Yes.
finish up the
That
things.
is exactly what I said. There are so many people who say that Germany is far better than how it is in India. You do work 6 hours, you do your work, nobody asks. There's so many theories going around, but the fact is that when you go higher in your designation and responsibilities, you really work harder. And probably it's the same in India. It's no exception. It's just that um, there is a works council who takes care of your legal issues in case you land up in issues with your job, and you have better leaves. Nobody says no when you plan for a leave. That's the difference, I must say. And in India, alternatively, people can switch jobs and get higher salaries, which you cannot expect in Germany. Yes, it rewards well. You have stability here, but there are comparable differences, as I said.
And I think indirectly it contributes to your health.
Exactly what I wanted. So at the end of the day, when I was searching for my job, I'll go back 2 years, 3 years ago. When I was searching for the job in Germany, I was also getting offers in India, which was 50%, 100% my salaries back then. Because after COVID, during the year 2021, there was a bubble where everybody was getting high salaries and jobs just like that. That is when I was also getting good offers, but I was sticking to my goal of landing a job in Germany, because only salary was not the main priority for me. I saw a future here, and I was working on that. So salary, it depends on priorities. You want to work hard, or you want to work in a stable environment. You want to switch jobs frequently, or you want to find a good company where you can have a career track upwards, and that is what I prefer.
Perfect, perfect. Let's go further. So let's talk
Yeah.
about your hiring process, about your job search.
Hmm.
As you said earlier, that okay, you went back from Germany from your deputation in 2021, right? And then you started looking for the job.
No, I went back in 2018 only,
Okay,
and 2018 actually I got married, and then 2019 I moved to UK, and 2019 to 2020 I was in the UK. 2020 I went back to India exactly during COVID. From 2020 till 2022 was my job search period for that
okay,
2 years.
okay. And what were your target countries? Now we will be focusing on your job search process. How much efforts did you put? What were the challenges? How did you overcome them? So I'll ask you the questions around that, and
Yeah, yeah,
that's what
sure.
all of the guys want to hear out basically.
Yeah.
So the point is, so tell us, for those 2 years,
Hmm.
in what all countries, or which all countries were you targeting to get the job into?
I was only and only targeting Germany and UK, and that was my personal reason. I because I narrowed down my focus to those two countries, and I was like, it's not like if I landed in Netherlands, I would have not gone maybe, but I was not even searching for jobs in those countries because one, I did not have experience about those companies, and two, I was not just focused on going to any country out of India. I had a very focused vision, and during that time when I was also searching for opportunities, I did get a chance to move to Canada from my internal company to a project. But having said that, I had personal reasons not to go to Canada. There are so many people who might go, but maybe I didn't see a future for myself there. Visa is easy, the work culture is more or less the same, but I had other things like weather and distance from India. Those factors ruled out Canada, US even for me. So I was very focused because maybe I was a little conservative. I worked in Germany, I worked in UK, and that is why I was searching for only those two countries because I wanted to land in a country where I see a future for myself based on my past experience working there. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a very good point.
Hmm.
When you're moving abroad, it's not
Yeah.
only about the jobs, it's not only about the salary, there are
Yeah.
other factors: education, travel time from India to Germany, direct
Yeah.
flights, connecting
Yes.
flights, weather,
Yes.
like you said, in Canada, some parts of Canada you have minus 40 degrees. And yeah, so
And
these kind of things
depends
were
on your skill also. Like I am from SAP background. SAP is a German product, so I worked here. I came traveled here 2 3 times, so that helped me feel comfortable. Searching for jobs in this country, and I had absolutely zero idea about Canada, USA, UK, UK, not UK, Australia, etc. So I was not focusing just to go out to those countries. Maybe I would have gotten opportunities, but I was not even searching. To be very frank.
true, true. And in fact, Canadian job market, for the knowledge of others who are watching, Canadian job market is actually, I can say, even today, is one third the size of the German job market. That's a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's go further. Okay, so you were searching for a job for 2 years in Germany and UK. What was the journey like? How many jobs you applied? What challenges were you facing? So just give us briefly, like, how many jobs you applied. Let's put it
Uh,
in that. Yeah.
I had an Excel sheet where I used to note down all the companies that I applied, and that I stopped at 250 something.
Okay.
In the period of 17, 18 months, I applied for 250 companies. My only task every day after work was log into LinkedIn, log into Stepstone, log into Indeed. Indeed.co.uk was a website I used to see for jobs in the UK, and for Germany, I used to mostly look LinkedIn and Stepstone. So these three websites I used to open every day and apply for jobs whenever I used to have matching jobs. And for more than 1.5 year, I applied for 250 jobs, but nothing worked. There were only rejection mails or some things like, okay, we are checking your resume, but we will get back to you, things like that. But I never got a call for the whole year of 2021, where I applied for 200 plus jobs. I never got even one call, primarily due to some strategies that back then, also for the fact that that was a situation, that was a time when companies were totally doing remote work. So I guess companies were not hiring, and at the same time my strategies were not so efficient enough. I used to have a fixed format of CV, and no good cover letter, no approach to finding good contacts in LinkedIn with HRs and things like that. So I didn't have a very good strategy also. So all those factors contributed to no success, I must say.
Amazing, amazing. So I really want to dig around that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you are saying, okay, you applied 250 jobs during those 2 years, right?
Yes.
And what was your strategy to apply for those jobs when you are not getting calls?
I was actually having no strategy. I was just looking around LinkedIn and Stepstone, and I had filters with my skill set. And whenever there was open opportunities, I had my CV, which were not very um, uh, job relevant. It was a fixed kind of a CV with my experience, and I was using the same template to apply for most of the jobs, and probably that didn't give me any success. So I had only one or two versions of the CV, and I used to use that for all the jobs. And I understood later that it doesn't work.
Okay, okay. So that means, yeah, but you still had a very good amount of patience that you
Yeah.
took 2 years. But and then how did you get to know about CDA?
That was 3 years ago, 2022 February. I was randomly. I think I was going through Instagram pages, and I came across your profile, and I saw the details on your website, and it actually resonated with my goal as to finding a job on your own from India, because that was the focus, and I think that is still the focus for you. So to help people find jobs from India to the outside. So I thought, okay, I need to learn something as to how to create a perfect CV, how to create cover letters, how to reach out to recruiters outside of India, because the job search experience outside India is totally different. You have to hunt for jobs, you have to ask for referrals, you have to search for good recruiters and connect with them, and then ask for jobs, unlike in India where you just upload your CV in Naukri and they call you. So I didn't know much about that, and that is when I realized that maybe I was missing something. I need to learn. Of course, I was ready to do the hard work myself. Used in CDA also, like what I learned is, you learn how to search for jobs. You actually equip yourself with some learnings and strategies how to hunt for jobs, rather than depend on somebody to do it for you, right? So that is what I was searching for, and it fitted well in my goals, and hence I connected with you, right? And
Amazing,
it helped
amazing.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like you said that maybe I'll touch that point again, that you search yourself rather than someone else doing it for you, right?
Hmm.
So I'll come to that in just 1 minute, right? So uh, so when you were, okay, like struggling through all those things, not getting calls, applying so many jobs, right? So what did you realize that, okay, you want to join CDA? Like you already said that, okay, it resonated with what you were looking for. But if I say, if you want to join the CDA today, right? For example,
Hmm.
why would you join?
The reason would be the same. For example, I can imagine sitting in India, searching for job opportunity abroad. There are only, I guess, two or three ways where you could do that. You either go to a consultancy company and say that, okay, I want to go abroad, a lot of them. And frankly speaking, I even went to speak to one of them. I won't name them for data reasons, but after just a 10-minute discussion with them, I understood that it is of no use. Uh, it is only helpful if you want to move abroad but not finding a job abroad. So and second thing is,
Because that was not your goal.
that
You were
was
looking
never
for a
my
job,
goal.
you were not
So
looking for a visa.
I would boldly say that if you have a goal of finding a job, abroad, sitting in India, never go to those consulting companies. They'll be of no use, and also the kind of money that you pay will definitely not work out. So that was not my goal as well. And secondly is, if a if an IT professional like me with 12 years of experience, having worked already for a few months abroad in that country, knowing something about that country, all I need to know is how to tap the job market in those areas. So how to tap means finding out a list of companies which I did not have. Of course, I used to only depend on LinkedIn opportunities, Stepstone openings, and then I used to apply for jobs. I did not have a list of companies which had sponsorship opportunities. Say for some random Aldi. I didn't even know Aldi sponsors visas for certain select positions which they are unable to
Positions.
fulfill
Yep.
from the local companies, the local
Yes. True.
areas. But those jobs were not even advertised in LinkedIn. So I also realized after joining CDA that the company's careers website is the best way to hunt for jobs and apply for the jobs, and I was never doing that before. So if I have to join CDA in the current day also, the reason would be is to know the right way how to apply for jobs, and also find jobs which are not there on the most common platforms like LinkedIn, Stepstone, Indeed, etc. Back then I was probably missing that, and that I learned from you. So the reason would be the same, to step out of that comfort zone rather than wait for some job opportunities to come and hit your email box. You go and hunt for companies, find out the list of companies, go to the career websites, find out if there are opportunities in your skill, and then apply it directly. You will be way ahead, leagues ahead of people who are just waiting for that notifications from LinkedIn.
Yes, that's correct.
And in the current field there are even so much AI tools and all which gives you that advantage of trying to search for strategies. 3 years ago it was not even there for me. So
Yes.
I used CDA's help to learn the hard way.
Yes. Yes. Just one thing to add. You have highlighted so much about the company list that we have, where we have
Hmm.
800. Now we have 850 companies in that.
Hmm.
So what happens? But how did we build? How have we built that list? Basically, people got the calls,
Hmm.
searching the right way, looking for a job, using the right methods, right approaches. That's why they got the calls. And that's
Correct.
why we have that list of 850 companies with us across Europe,
Yes.
Singapore, Middle East. Some companies would be from Canada, US, Australia as well. So yeah, it's about the approaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go further. So what did you change? So you struggled for 2 years, right?
Yes.
You struggled for 2 years in terms of application, not getting calls. So what steps did you take to get those calls when you were applying for the jobs?
First of all, I only got my two calls after I joined the CDA. Let me be very clear. So I joined CDA in February 2022, 3 years ago, and I took 1 month to understand, learn read through the videos that you prepared, how to search for jobs in LinkedIn, how to prepare a effective cover letter, how to prepare CV, how to reach out to a recruiter. So I read all those things like we do trainings in our company. So I took 3-4 weeks just to learn everything, and I attended those weekly Discord sessions, and I was patiently, hearing stories of how other people were finding their jobs, and how they were reviewing their CVs with you during those Wednesday calls. So from February to March, end of March, I use that time to learn like I do in normal life. And in the end of March, I started preparing the CV in the right format, cover letter, and I started connecting with recruiters in Germany mostly, and few
I'll
recruiters
stop you
in.
here. I'll stop you
Yeah.
here. You said you took 1 month to
Yeah.
digest the content, to go through the content, to
Yes.
understand.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a long
It was
period?
long. It was long. Some people can do it in 1 week also, but at that time
Mhm.
I was going through a very, very busy period of my life. Okay, personally, professionally. So I was finding it finding it difficult to give multiple hours of time learning the extensive things that you have prepared so much for in the CDA curriculum, right? So I could have done that in 1 or 2 weeks. It is enough, I must admit, but I took 1 month just to make sure that I do it right. And at the end of the training itself, I realized that yes, now I am knowledgeable enough how to prepare the own CV format and cover format. And then I prepared my first CV and I sent it to you for review. I think by the end of the first month, you reviewed it, and then I started applying for jobs.
Okay, got it. So basically, you spent so much time
Yeah.
going through the content
Yes.
so
I
that
I guess
you
a lot of people
understand.
people have the expectation from the day one they join CDS saying that okay, what next? How can I start applying for jobs? That's not the thing. You have prepared a curriculum, you have prepared so many videos, and you have prepared a learning platform. You have when you probably have spent 1 year applying for jobs, then you can also spend 1 year learning how to apply for jobs. So that's what I did.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, yeah, that helps. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So you were saying earlier you were looking for something where you can look for the job yourself,
Hmm.
not someone apply on your behalf. Why is it so?
Because I believed that I wanted to do it myself. That's the first part. Uh, I was already doing that for 1 year and without any fail. So it was very easy to say give to somebody else to prepare a CV and apply for them. But I wanted to know how the market is. I wanted to see how the responses are from companies. Even if I get rejected, I did get rejected hundreds of times, and I was prepared enough to understand and prepare for well for interviews in case I got a positive message, which I did, and that really helped me crack my only interview call that I got from Germany. Had I done it a different way, you taking somebody help, I would not have prepared myself so well for that interview.
Because you have put in the efforts to get
Exactly.
that call, you know the
Yes.
importance of it,
Yes.
so you actually took it
and
seriously.
that too I'll tell you a fact. For that position for which I was hired, it was a very simple opportunity, not a very high rare skill. And when I landed here after a couple of months, my manager told me that they interviewed 12 people for that position, and I was the only one from outside of Europe. Still I got
Oh,
the job. So so uh, I must say, I was not like I was not a scientist or something, but I was well prepared for that position with all the learnings and answers to even questions outside of the skill area, like why Germany, why do you want to come to Germany, what is your focus, what is your future strategies, what do you want to do here, what is your German language level, what do you want to do with that. So all those questions, behavioral questions, also you have a section included in that. So behavioral part also I prepared very very well to the depth. And yeah, there was a huge pressure from on me that had I missed that opportunity, maybe it would have taken a much longer time to get another one. But my preparation was spot on, and it helped me land that job.
amazing, amazing. Okay,
Mm.
let's go further. So let's talk more about your search journey.
I would
uh,
like to just take one question from this, which I see, because I always speaking about skill, skill, skill. Somebody asked, "What is your skill set?" My skill set is SAP, and there are a lot of modules in SAP, and I belong to SAP Sales and Distribution module called SAP SD module, and that was the position I was interviewed for 2 years ago. And I still work on that skill, but I've progressed to the next level into project management. But SAP SD is my skill, and there are a lot of SAP opportunities in Germany which one can look for. Yeah.
Got it, got it.
So
Anyway, we'll be touching upon the questions later, guys. We'll
yeah.
answer all your questions at the end of the session. So maybe in another 30 minutes. So yeah,
Hmm.
okay. Let's go further. So my next question is around. Uh, so what, like you said that okay, you started with the new strategies, right?
Hmm.
After creating new CV, got it
Hmm.
signed off by me or my team,
Hmm.
cover letter. Then how many jobs did you apply afterwards?
Um,
And I will also want to put a timeline here. You said you joined, I think, February 2022,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And it took you finalized your CV
in
by
March.
end of March because you took
Mm,
your own time
yes,
to go through the content because you wanted to do that first. Normally,
yes,
people can do side by side. So,
yes.
so let's say you signed off, you got the CV cover letter signed off by March end. You started applying. Then what happens? How many jobs you applied
I think I applied around 15, 20 jobs, not more than that,
in total?
until, yeah, until I got this call.
Okay, in how many days?
uh, within 1 month, because in April I got this call from my current company, and that is when the interview is also scheduled. So within 1 month, and I was not applying to all jobs just like that. So I was filtering on jobs that were very relevant to my position, and then I used to apply it. So the job search got narrowed down to more specific companies list, specific roles, rather than just find something which is relevant and go and apply, which I was doing earlier. So I only applied about 15, 20 jobs in 1 month. So
So you
from
mean
from multiple jobs per day to say one job every 2, 3 days.
so you are saying you straight away went ahead on the list of companies,
Yes, yes,
started
I did.
scanning,
Yeah,
started scanning.
yes,
Where is the job posted in your profile? Because you know
yeah,
if they have the job
mm,
to offer, they will hire you. That
yes,
is the idea.
yeah,
Wow. Perfect, perfect. Okay, that's a very good question. I would really want to answer this right away. Maybe Raj, you can answer this. What was your level of
yeah.
German when you were looking for a job?
Frankly speaking, I was A2 level certified back then, but I was not very fluent also. I learned German back in 2014, more than 11 years ago, and I was focused on Germany since then. But due to some, organization situations back then, I was also not very aware of, how to apply, and I was not ready to leave my job, go to Germany for other reasons, etc. So I stopped learning. After learning A2 back in 2015, I stopped there, and my job hunt started in 2020. So I had 5 years of gap. Although I was A2, A2 is a second level. So I was, although I was A2 level certified, but I was not speaking much. I just was very basic, conversations. Now, after coming to Germany, I improved to B1 level, which is the third level, and I use it every day in my life here, and I can speak very well German now, and also looking forward to going to the fourth level, which is B2 level. And I am very focused on that. Back then, A2 was my skill set. It helps if you are applying for jobs in Germany. Some level of German does help, not to probably crack a job which needs you to speak German, but at least get to that calls, because zero German to any level of German, there's a huge difference. Your CV will automatically get picked if you have some level of German, because the companies will always be interested to know if the candidate can actually integrate into into the society. I don't even need German in my job, in my office, but I need German in my daily life multiple times, so the companies need a person who can integrate well into the society, not have issues settling down here. Therefore, some level of German will always help. Back then I had very basic level. Now I have improved it to a little intermediate level, which is really helping me live here.
So basically, yes, you are saying that learning German is important for your life,
Yeah.
but of course, it is fine if
Hmm.
you don't speak German, you can still
Yeah.
get the job.
Yes.
Eventually, it's
Yes.
better you learn
See, at
for
the
your.
end of the day, to be very frank, only companies that need somebody who speaks English will be hired. Okay, so if they are going out of Germany and trying to hire somebody sponsoring visa, which means that they are not probably finding the right fit within the country. Okay, so a German speaker is totally ruled out. Then he is not the right fit. Maybe they will be interviewed. Like in my case, there were 10 other people who were interviewed, but they still were not fit for that
And
role.
all of them had the work permission, no sponsorship was to be provided to
All of
them.
them from Germany, but they were just not fit for that role. I was not speaking fluent German. I was in India. I could have joined 4 5 months later, but they still waited for me because probably I was the right fit, and I was. So speaking fluent German is definitely not important, but if you do, it is a huge plus. It will It'll keep you leagues ahead of other candidates. But having the interest to learn and showing that interest while you are applying for the job and during the interview will make you stand out, and that is what did in my case.
Got it. Amazing.
Hmm.
And if I remember, employer also waited for you
Yes.
some extra 1 month or so. Like normally
Yeah.
people join in 3 months time, but if I
Yes.
remember, you couldn't come or something happened and you joined in 4 months or something,
No,
right?
it's not like I couldn't come. It's just that I got a visa appointment after one and a half month, and I told my employer that I can wait, but I did not get a visa appointment. So I got an offer letter in July, but I landed here in December. So almost 5 months. The company did wait
And
for
you
me.
joined in December itself, or
Yes.
you joined remotely.
No, no, I joined here directly in December. There
Okay.
was no option to join remote there. The contract was totally local in Germany, and they gladly gave me a 1 month extension because I did not get a visa on time.
So because a lot of times people ask, okay, my notice period is 2 months, my notice period is 3 months,
Yes.
employers will not consider me. But
Uh,
again, employers do wait. Of course, 6 months
Employers do
is
wait if they
little,
find the right
little bit of
candidate. So
exception.
it also depends on the what kind of role. If your role is such that it is not a very urgent role, it's not a contract role, because contract roles have a fixed start and end date. If it is not a contract role, and if you are the right fit for the role where they did not find other candidates, like in it happened in my case, so they can wait for 1 extra month. So it's not an issue, especially from Germany.
Perfect,
I don't know
perfect,
about other
perfect.
countries,
Yeah,
but
I think 3 to 4 months is fine.
yeah, 3 to 4 months
90%
is
employers do
totally
wait
fine.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, good. So yeah, let's come back to the main point we were talking. You applied 15 jobs,
Hmm.
okay, and you got two calls, one from UK, one from Germany.
Hmm.
What happened next after you attended first round? What was your journey like? What were
Yeah.
you doing? Were you
The
applying? Were you attending
I
the
was,
interviews?
yeah, I was
What
still, I didn't attend interviews, but I was still applying. Um, uh, for this role for in Germany, my first interview happened in, it was just a HR call, happened in end of April. My first technical round was taken in May 2022. The second round was done in end of May. The third round, a managerial round, happened in June. Sorry, I got an offer letter in July, somewhere in end of July. So it took more than 3 months to even get an offer after 4 rounds of interviews.
got it,
The
got it.
UK one
See, see,
happened
see.
only twice. Yeah.
Just go ahead. I'll ask soon.
Yeah, and the one in UK, I only got a HR call. I had one technical round, and then there was a third managerial round where it was a complete mismatch, where the expectations were not right. Although they found the skills suitable for the role, but they said that you just have a little more experience, so the budget will also be very less for this role and things like that. So, and I was happy because by that time this Germany role was already materializing for me.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Okay. So I think yeah, that's fine. Let's go further. So you they took 4 months to finalize, but that means
Hmm.
it was a competition neck to neck with the
Yes.
local people here, right?
Yeah, because they were already interviewing the other candidates, so it's not like they were just purposely delaying it. They were interviewing a lot of candidates. So maybe some people were not available, and the hiring process is also not super quick here. It takes its own time, and everyone had to undergo 3 4 rounds. So that's why it took time.
Got it, got it. Amazing. Okay, so what was your hiring process during that time? If you run us through all the interviews,
Hmm.
HR, technical,
Okay.
behavioral,
First of
managerial,
all, first of
how
all,
was the whole flow?
Yeah, first of all, the flow works totally in reverse as to how it happens in India.
Yeah,
In India, the HR round goes to the end. HR talks about, okay, what you need, what is your expectations, what is your role, what is your future aspirations and things like that. Here, the HR round is probably one of the most important rounds that happens in the very beginning, because every role has two people, one a recruiting manager and another is a HR. Recruiting manager is one who actually takes care of the main technical round, and he comes into picture only if the HR signs off a few list of candidates who are right fit for that role itself. Whether they will end up getting that or not, but they will only find out, filter out candidates who are ready to join, who have the skills, who have the behavioral skills, who have no issues in relocating, things like that. So my first interview round in end of April was a 30-40 minutes call with HR, because at that time I was thinking that they were not recruiting people from outside of EU, so the HR was even more interested to know why I was applying from India, what is my goal. I had a plan for that. I showed my experience working in Germany, in the UK. I showed my German language skills. I showed the vision for my future, what I wanted. I showed I expressed confidence in the technical skills, which I was very confident of, and I expressed why I was right fit for that role. I also expressed family reasons why my family can relocate with me and stay for long term. So basically, they will dig you deeper to find if you are there, you're trying to come here only for a short term, or you really want a long association. And I had very clear goals, no bluffing, nothing. I was absolutely clear about my future in Germany, and hence I didn't even have to prepare much in that angle, the behavioral part. But all the questions were answered in such a way that they found me fit for the technical round, which happened the next month. The technical round
Mhm.
is not different to how it happens in India. So a list of questions related to the skill, related to the experience, SAP projects, work in the UK and Germany, and things like that. It went for an hour. That was the real first technical round. The second technical round also happened with another senior consultant along with a manager, where they also asked a mix of behavioral questions as well as SAP questions, which helped them filter out that I am one of the potential candidates for that job. And then finally, in July, the HR came into picture with the offer, which was very straightforward. No behavioral questions, nothing. Talks related to the offer, the salary expectations, the location. I wanted a different location, but they were very sure about the Hamburg location, and I expressed my interest, but it was not granted. But I ended up accepting it, and I don't regret being
So
in
you
Munich.
wanted Munich.
I really wanted Munich primarily because, as I
No,
said,
I was there.
I was a conservative person. Yeah, you were there, but I also worked there before, and I met you in Munich last year, right? So it's a beautiful city. It's my dream city, but unfortunately, I am not working there. Hopefully, in the future, if I get an opportunity with a good salary, I'll definitely go there. But yeah, I did accept the offer here in Hamburg, and it was okay, and
Amazing.
still okay, going fine. So yeah,
Amazing.
coming back to your question, 4 rounds of interview, starting with the HR round, which they filtered out behavioral questions, focus on the long term, employee motivation skills, family reasons, things like that. And when they found that okay, this candidate will definitely come if he is getting selected, that is when the main manager will come and take the technical interview. And I cleared 2 rounds of technical interview, and the last round was just salary discussion, joining date discussion, what support I need, what relocation things that I need help with, and things like that.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Fine. Let's go further. Okay. So my next question is related to, you can say, oh, if I have to ask you, why did you get those calls, and why you were not getting calls before, and why you started getting calls afterwards?
Why I was not getting calls before? Because my CV was 4 or 5 pages long.
5 pages
And
long.
yes, four and a
And
half pages long.
afterwards, how long was it?
2 pages. I was
Okay.
not ready to accept that a person with 12 years of experience can have a CV only 2 pages long. And uh, and and that is what I learned from the CD. I accepted, and I knew that okay, you have to make your CV concise. You have to make your CV supportive of the format of the country that you are applying for, and you have to get rid of a lot of junk from the CV that is not required. And the more experience you gain, you will have worked with many more projects, many more companies. And I even not even switched companies in my life. I had worked for only 2 companies in 12 years. Imagine people working for 4 5 companies, they might have 10 pages CV. So it's the biggest mistake that one can make. Then it it took me a lot of effort to even drill down to 3 pages, and then you told me no, you needed to make it to 2 pages, and that 2 page CV actually helped me in the end, because here HRs will simply reject CVs which are more than 2 years long, 2 pages long, however much experience you have. So
Got it. Yeah,
so
you
that was
have
the
to.
learning, that was the main learning that helped me even get that calls.
Okay, so that's one. So one thing which worked, you only wrote concisely what is relevant in the CV for the
Yeah,
organization.
correct. And also I made sure that my uh, CV was of the format of EU, which was not probably the case when I was applying on my own.
Okay, got it, got it. Okay, so fine. Let's go further. And
Hmm.
what other differences? Like one is the you had a two-page CV,
Yeah.
right? So right. Yeah. What were the other differences which helped you get calls?
Um, I did not even know about what an ATS tracker is. I did not even know how CVs get rejected, on what basis they get rejected, because my CV was just too big and just too much information. So um, when I ended up preparing the most shorter, concise format CV, I aligned the job descriptions of the open positions with the content in my CV within that 2 page format. It's not like just copy pasting the job description, but making sure that you alter your CV and make it compatible with the open position. So that was also a learning that I got. And while applying the jobs only, I got more confidence, saying that okay, I expect a response. Even if it is rejection, I can expect a response, right? So which was not the case earlier. Out of 250 companies, I got 50 100 messages, and the rest one didn't even bother to reply. So after I prepared the right CV format, right cover letter format, I knew that okay, I was applying in the right direction,
So
and that
that
is
means
when I
for
got responses.
every sorry to
Yeah.
stop you. That means you are saying every single job you were applying,
Hmm.
you started getting rejections if it was not matching,
um, I at least got responses saying that okay, maybe we are not recruiting out of the country,
which
or
was not the case.
yeah, which was not the case earlier. Rejections were common, but 1 in 4 or 5 applications I used to get rejections. Now, out of those 15, 18 companies that I applied, at least 10 or 12 of them definitely replied. So which means that if you have the right format of CV and cover letter and right approach to applying the job, you will either get a positive or negative response, and that is really required. Otherwise you will not even have the motivation to keep applying for jobs.
At least you are not going in the dark.
Exactly what I meant. Yeah.
Got it, got it. Fine. Okay, so you have already shared about the hiring process.
Hmm.
Now, if I ask you, how did CDA help you at every step of the hiring process, at every single step, preparing CV, applying jobs,
Okay.
interview,
I would say,
or any other thing?
yeah,
Because
I would say
why I'm asking you this, because I really want to know or really want to reflect on that we are not a CV writing service or we are not a CV coaching
yes,
service.
yes, correct. So
I
uh,
really want to touch upon those areas.
yeah, so I'm sure that you have grown your your platform to a huge scale now, and there are lot many people taking your CDA help to fulfill their desires. But 3 years ago, um, my experience was, first of all, when I enrolled into the CDA, I went with a very very positive frame of mind, and that's the first step that one has to do, irrespective of whether you get a response or not, whether you get success or not. Not everybody can get jobs, right? But I was very very clear that okay, I'm spending 40,000 rupees to learn something. It's just like a certification in my area. A lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn by messages, and I only tell them that there are certifications in even SAP field which cost lakhs. So 40,000 rupees is nothing that you pay to learn something which will actually be one step ahead in your career to find a job abroad, which is why you even considering that. So the first thing that I did was have no doubts, and I was not thinking of the outcome itself, saying that okay, what if I don't get a job, what if this they take 6 months time. I was not going with a second frame of mind. I went directly with a positive mindset, saying that okay, I am learning this, I am getting into this to fulfill my desire of getting a job in Germany, right? So that was the first step. The second step, as I told you, after enrolling, I got access to that links and videos, and a lot of learning videos. I told them, okay, this is not just a joke. This is a well drafted approach. You have to give yourself time, learn, then start applying for jobs. That is when I took 3 4 months, 3 4 weeks to go through all the videos. And I was a little surprised with my approach before that, because I was not connecting with recruiters. I was not writing the right say statements when I wanted to connect with them. Not even say hi, I want to connect with you for so and so reason. I should just select connect, and then somebody would accept, somebody would not. How would that even create a connect with that recruiter? So that behavioral part was missing earlier. That is what I learned from the CDA. That is part of the learning. That is, and then after a period of 1 month, when I prepared the CV, prepared the cover letter, got it reviewed from you, I was a much more confident person in terms of my approach to applying for jobs. That is still part of the learning. Once I started applying, I was going back to the videos and still, referring where have I did the right thing, have I connected with the recruiter well. So I was using that learning to apply for the jobs. It's not like after you completed that 7 hours, 8 hours video and you think you know everything and you keep applying for jobs by CV, making your CV alter according to the job description, and then you think okay, something magic will happen, but it will not. You have to put in that hard effort, and that is what I did. And I started getting calls. So having a positive friend of mind is the primary thing that one should have. And I keep telling that to whoever messages me. There are a lot of people who connect with me asking about the CDA, how it will be helpful for you and things like that. So I tell the same thing. And the next step is, once you start applying for the jobs, you already know the process, right? That is when you need to just fine tune your skills, your technical skills, your behavioral skills, and you have to learn how the market is in the country that you are applying for. Learn about the companies. I never researched about the companies. I
Just one
started.
question. One question. Yeah, definitely. You are talking about the learnings that you had. That's very good. You are talking about this. Let's continue. Maybe I'll again carry on with my question, because I also want to touch upon some other area. So yeah, let's talk about what you are talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So after I started applying for jobs, say for example, I applied for TCS, just an example, TCS Germany. I never even went to the company and try to find out what they are doing, because most of the companies in Germany are local companies. They are product based companies, not IT MNCs. So it is important for you to know what that company does, and where do you see yourself fit if you find an open position. So what happened in my case is, one of the question was, what do you know about this company and why do you want to join this company? Even though it is a totally different product based area, I've never worked for a product based company in my life. So I was asked question, what do you know about the company name, what do you think you can contribute? And I was prepared with that, because I had done a bit of research about the company, about the position, about the kind of team that they have, by going to their website and learning about reading about the mission, vision, and etc. So before that, I applied for 200 companies. How can one remember what each company does? So the learnings I always speak about give you that confidence l- to know something more information about the companies that you apply, because in India you don't even bother to read about what a company does. But when you apply for companies in Europe, they are very specific jobs. So if they don't find you, knowledgeable enough and motivated enough that you are a motivated person for this company, they will not even hire you, even though you might take very less salary, right? So I was doing a
Or
research
even if
about
you are
the
highly
companies.
skilled.
Yeah, when if you're highly skilled. So I was not much, but I was doing little research about all the companies that I was applying for. So if you ask me about those 15 companies that I applied, I knew about what those companies are, where their bases are, where their offices are, what kind of teams they have, and things like that. Maybe not too much in detail, but some information. That is definitely a must question that is asked during interviews. if you are getting interviewed from a company in Germany, UK, etc. So that helped me. Even in the interview in UK, they asked me totally in detail about what I knew about the company, even though I worked for 1 year in UK. But they asked me, what do you know about us and our team? So that kind of preparation will only help you go to the later stages of interviews, even if in the end something happens and you don't get selected. But it definitely enhances your job search experience, and that is what I learned through CDA. And then my CV, altering the CV, good cover letter. In the cover letter, you mention points like, okay, what is your past experience that you can use to contribute to this role in this company when you are applying. That kind of effort, the real effort that you put into to apply each and every job, is what you learn. And I did learn from CDA, and it really helped me. Otherwise, if you simply go and apply and hope for magic to happen, it will not work. So
Got it.
yeah. And the latest stages, how it helped me is, once I got a offer, I connected with you and I told you, okay, I got an offer, should I resign? How much time it will take for me to go there? No, there are things like, okay, once you get an offer, that's the first step. But you need to book your visa slot. You never know how long in the future you'll get a visa slot. Somebody can get in 1 week. I got it in 1 month. So that 1 month, what will you sit idle? No, you should tell your employer that I can only resign once I get a visa slot confirmation, and that is when I will know when I land in that country. So I booked for visa. I got a slot confirmation 1 month later and told my employer that I can only resign after 1 month, which means I have a 3 months notice plus 1 month of waiting for the visa. So I can join the earliest after 4 months. So that also is a guidance that you gave, and it helped me. And my company, my employer was okay with that. So I ended up working for 1 more month after getting the offer in India, sitting there, but waiting for the interviews. And once I went for the interview, I resigned, and then I waited for 3 months to complete my notice period. And then I left the job and I came here after 4.5 months actually. So there are certain things also. If you end up getting a job, or if you end up getting some response, you and your team also helps to answer some of the visa related questions, relocation related questions,
What can you expect?
which I could not have done on my own, had I even got a response before.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that helped me
What
crack.
what can you expect? What can you expect during the interviews? What basically
Which kind of
you said that,
interview?
okay, you like you said that, okay, you once someone gets the interview call, so the guy can reach out to me or the team for to ask like what they can expect during that interview, right? and
Yeah,
and say hi to the little one. Yeah, she's yeah.
he
It's
got
okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, now uh, I would ask, how we could support you in the interviewing.
Um, yes, I remember that when I first got the message from the employer saying that, okay, we are interested in the profile and we would like to have an initial screening call with you. And I remember I messaged you saying that, okay, I got a call from this company, and what kind of questions I can expect. You said stick to the basics and show your long-term vision, show the reason why you're right fit for the role and things like that. So maybe it was not too much information, but it was enough information for me to prepare a list of questions and plan my answers for that. So that kind of, and I'm pretty sure there's so many people also who get messages from employers. They reach out to you saying that, hey, I Sandeep, I have an interview next week. So what are the questions? What are the kind of questions? What is
But
the
the
salary I can? Yeah.
questions,
What are the?
sorry to interrupt you. Questions are covered in the interview preparation videos that we have for, like,
Yes.
we have
Yeah.
7 hours long,
Yeah.
7 hours
But
long
not
interview
not
preparation
but the
videos.
fact is, not everybody remembers that. They always ping you and ask you saying that, okay, I have an interview, can you tell me some questions, can you tell me what is the expected salary, can you tell me this, can you tell me that. So it is very human thing, and I
Yeah,
also
yeah,
did that. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But
people
at
are
least, yeah,
excited when they get a call, right? So when they
yeah,
get a message, they're excited, and the first thing that comes to mind is just message you and say, okay, hey Sandeep, I got a positive thing and I'm very excited for this, please tell me how I can prepare. And it's natural, although you might remember everything from those videos, but maybe that last moment of your guidance is what people expect, and I
Yeah,
was no
yeah,
different.
definitely, definitely. Even yeah, like two days ago, this happened. There is a guy who's a product manager
Yeah.
who joined CDA, I think 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
His CV review is in progress,
Mm.
and now he's attending the interview with a company in Malta in just
Okay.
2 weeks.
Hmm.
So yeah, of course, it's the
And
it's
I'm sure he's doing the right strategies. He's not just going with the flow. A lot of preparation he might be doing, and that is what
100%.
I wanted to say, that this is how this process is very different to just giving your CV to a consultancy company and paying them 50,000 rupees and telling them, okay, apply for 500 jobs on my behalf, and if you get responses, let me know. That is what they do, and I was not happy with that. So there's no comparison really. There's no human touch
Amazing,
in that
amazing,
angle.
definitely. And you know your stories.
Yeah.
They don't know your story. Let's say if I have to mention, the company has a specific requirement.
One of the reason 3 years ago, what they told me is, we will use AI or we will use automation tools to apply for 300 jobs in one day, and the numbers, the average numbers, will make sure that you will get 10 messages at least. I was like, thank you. That's not what I want. So
Got it, got
that
it.
is that is if that's the approach, then it's simply not going to work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if some consultancy is applying for the jobs on your behalf,
Yeah.
and you have to be specific to the job description,
Yeah.
how will you talk? How that person will talk actually, who is applying on
Yeah,
your behalf? How
probably.
will that
Even if you
person
get,
talk about
even if you get a interview call, you are least prepared what that company is, what is the kind of expectations, what even was your CV had when it was applied for that company, what was the contents of your CV. You will have nothing except a message saying that you have an interview call. I'm not a person who believes in that way, so I thought I have to do it myself, and a lot of people are doing that and they have found success, right? So.
Got it, got it. It's quite interesting. Okay, let's move to the almost last part of our no, second last part of our discussion.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's touch upon the job market.
Yeah.
How is the job market in Germany? So that's my first question.
Uh-huh. So again, it depends. Germany is also, of course, it's a much smaller country than India, but there are a lot of industries here: manufacturing industry, electrical industry, IT industry, local hospitality industry. There's many things. So uh, I can't give a generic answer, but there are opportunities in every field. I regularly read newses where some hundreds of thousands of positions are vacant, and there's a shortage of labor in every industry. Although the recruitment process is slow and difficult, but the country as a whole has really opened up to expats from other countries, and that is when last year this opportunity card was introduced. It was introduced only because the Germany is a country where a lot of opportunities for other people, other countries, skill force as well. And to put it in simple words, there are challenges in certain industries, but there is still enough opportunities which people can tap with the kind of effort that I was talking about for so long. If one puts in that much effort to find those jobs which are open, vacant, there are many ways you can get into. So
Got it.
the
And
opportunity, there's the opportunity is limitless. There are so many jobs. One has to do the hard work to find the jobs. Jobs will not come to them. They have to find jobs. That's
got
still
it.
the point.
And what do you say about the European job market?
There's so many countries in Europe, and I have no
If if
knowledge.
I
But
if I say if I say, let me give you some. Let me be more specific. If I say Poland, UK,
yeah,
Germany, and Netherlands.
yeah, definitely Germany, Netherlands, and UK are the top destinations for people to find jobs. Poland also is a close contender, but mostly in the IT area. A lot of people in non-IT also, they get some opportunities. But all these countries, Germany to the top, because the more industries, more companies, more workforce, the largest of the European country. So closely also France and Spain. They have a lot of opportunities. In the last 1 year, I've heard that these companies like Germany also want to introduce new kinds of visas to attract foreign nationals, because see, people coming out of the country, people moving into that country, that keeps happening. And there are a lot of people who also move out of Europe for other reasons, but there are a lot of other people also coming to Europe. So all countries, all these big countries, Netherlands, Germany, France, UK, Spain, these countries do have opportunities. You just have to dig deep into your own industry and find the list of companies that have opportunities, and try to tap them. So the opportunity, I can't say it is really booming and everybody is welcome, but there are enough opportunities for people to track. It's not like I really I'm sometimes get messages from people saying that, okay, how much time do you think I'll need to find a job? Can you tell me which companies have the opportunities? Can you tell me what is the minimum salary? I said those are all very high level vague questions. You have to do that kind of research yourself. But to prepare the right CV, the right format, and then align it with the industry, and find the jobs from that industry is what you have to do. So Celia helped me do that, and that's why I am here.
Amazing. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so what about the European mindset
Hmm.
when they want? What is their like? Are they interested to hire people from India or outside Europe?
I would say, having worked for 2 years, I am qualified enough to answer that question. Countries are really, European countries are really open to foreign nationals. In my company itself, I have people, I've seen people from, I don't know, 15, 20 countries. The main language is English, but there are people from all countries, even from the US. So uh, countries are open. It also depends on the size of the company that is hiring. If there are smaller companies, local, very small local companies, the chances of having that diversification in people will be less. But if you are lucky and you find companies which are bigger in size, in revenue, and in the industry that you are searching for, you have enough chance that you will be welcomed well. So I feel fortunate that I am working in a company where the culture is very diverse, and people majorly speak English, but there are other nationals as well. So they are trying to learn German, they're trying to integrate in the society. So you really have to be open to accepting the new country itself. That is when you will find success. The country is open, but you have to be open to learning that culture, the language. It's the same like somebody moving from North India to South India, or vice versa. You have to be just open to accept that the state in which you are moving. Otherwise things will be very difficult for you.
So basically, you have to
And the
adapt to
same,
it.
yeah, and the same is moving to another country. So you have to be just open. You can't ridicule that country. I've heard so many people saying that, okay, language is the biggest barrier here, but language is probably the easiest barrier to cross. There are other cultural barriers that people find difficulty handling with, right? So language is not the main barrier, believe me.
Got it, got it. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so in the beginning of the session, you said that you are a person who is Germany pro
Yeah.
over Canada or Australia,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If so, why is it so?
uh, Biased, yes, but it again goes back to my experience. I started off learning German 10 years ago, and I was working in SAP, so I thought maybe Germany is a land where I can get opportunities in the future. I was fortunate enough to travel a few times. I saw the country, I saw the opportunity, I saw the market. So my previous experience was a huge motivating factor for me to decide that Germany would be the place I want to live. Not everybody will be getting that kind of opportunities, but if they don't, then they have to do that kind of research purely basis on the demand for their skills, and the country opportunities that they are like. Say UK definitely has opportunities, but in certain skills not. So you have to do that kind of research. In my case, it was my previous experience coupled with German language skills that helped me decide that this is the place I want to be.
Got it, got it. Amazing. So it's something personal you had,
Yes.
which
Yes, of
which
course.
which drove
coupled
you there?
coupled with skills, of course. Yeah, I am not, I
Definitely.
can't say that, okay, I'm a government employee working in India, I just want to move to Germany for the sake of it. It will not make sense, right? So I was working in a skill in an industry where Germany had opportunities, and that helped me decide that, okay, this is the place I want to be. Very simple, straightforward reason.
Got it. Makes sense. Okay, so uh, what are the skills and qualifications European employers or German employers, Western employers value
Hmm.
in a person during the hiring process?
Again, it depends on the level of which you are getting hired. If you are 3 4 5 years of experience and it's enough to have a bachelor's degree, I even have a bachelor's degree, I never did a master's or MBA. So bachelor's degree is a must. There are certain companies, certain countries which do check recognition of the universities that you are from. So if you are from a if somebody is from a recognized university in India, having a certain degree in bachelor's, that is enough. And then the added thing that they check is your experience and your personal skill set. So these two three things combined together would be enough. You don't have to really pass out from an IIT to land in Germany.
Yes, yes. Perfect. Makes sense. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's say in Germany,
Hmm.
someone gets the job offer.
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Next step is, it depends on, again, family situation, whether you're single. If you're single, very easy for you. If you have a family, you have to make sure that you have the means, or support, I must say, to relocate along with your family. If you have kids, even more bigger challenge, to make sure that you find a place where you can get good schooling, good doctors, etc. So it depends on a personal case to case basis. I know few friends who have moved here who are still single in their 20s, so they found it very easy to move. They can find a smaller apartment, it's have shared apartments, so things like that. So the earlier in your life you move, the easier for you. And if you, there are a lot of people who come to study for masters, that's the easiest way. So if you come for masters, you stay here for 2 years, you get a 1 year extension visa to search for jobs, and you're already knowing the country, the industry, and it helps you find the job itself. So the earlier in your life you get here, the better for you. And once you have a job offer, if you are applying via the way I came from, once you have a job offer, you can negotiate with the company whether they can provide you relocation, because that's important. In my case, as I had a family, so I definitely wanted relocation package. So 1 or 2 months of accommodation followed by some assistance from the company to help you settle down in the initial periods is what you have to focus on, so that you are not in the dark when you land here, because it's a totally different country. And in the initial period will be a big struggle. The housing also situation is also very tough. You need to find a house in fixed timelines, you have to sign contracts, give some advance deposit, things like that. So it is tough to navigate, but as I said, those things you can negotiate with your employer if you find a job offer sitting in India.
Got it. Got
And
it.
most of the
That's
companies will be happy to do that, because they have recruited you, they have hired you, they have give you a job offer, which means that you are the right fit, so they can go that extra little bit to give you the support for you to settle down in your initial period. And there are so many cases which happened, and everybody got that kind of support. So it's not a big deal for companies who are hiring from outside Germany.
got it. Clear. It's quite detailed.
Hmm.
So, what advice uh, would you give to someone who wants to move abroad? If I ask you in 3 points, top 3 points, those could be anything, not about CV, not about interviews, anything you can
Yeah.
talk about.
See, there are many reasons why people want to move abroad. That's a point. First of all, so you have to find a reason why you want to move abroad. If money is the only mating factor, I guess a lot of people will be disappointed, because uh, money is a very subjective matter. 100,000 euros can be too much for me, but too little for somebody else, right? So money should not be the first priority, because a lot of cultural changes will come, a lot of situations will change. So the main and the only reason, the primary reason one should have is, what's your motivation moving abroad? If you're thinking 1 year 2 year try karna hai aa jana hai, then that's not going to work, especially in the IT field, because companies will know through the interview process how long you're going to live here. If you're thinking that, okay, I'm just moving out and I will try some other country, that motivation itself will die down. So the first criteria is why, and that is why I was very clear with two countries only, either UK or Germany, and more focused on Germany, because I knew that I was going for the long term, and I expressed that interest during my interview process. So why, long term reason, is going to help you, and it will not give you surprises. Point two, do you have a family? Are you single? What are you going to do with your life after you land in that country? What is the opportunities? Everybody thinks that moving out of India to another country will automatically give them a luxury life. No, that's not the case. Are the are the facilities in those countries going to help your family? Yes or no? For example, here in Germany, we have a public health insurance, we have free education for kids. So that was a priority for me, along with my goal of moving to Germany, right? So my skill set, my future was definitely there, but a good public health insurance system as well as education system was also top priorities for myself. So if you have a family and you value public health insurance and education system, which will give a good life for your family, that should be the second reason. The third reason is, it can vary from, family situation or job related situation. Maybe the job itself is good enough for you to move and try a new country, new experience, etc. That is one of the very common reasons that people have. Or they just want to go out and try something and then figure out how life will take them. That might be a reason, but that was not my case. My case was very specific to points 1 and 2. So yeah, there can be 3 reasons, 4 reasons, 5 reasons, but you have to make sure that you, when you take that step, you don't look back. I never look back. So
Got it. Got it. So that's quite detailed and
mhm,
helpful. So if but yeah, I would also want suggestions
mm,
how they can make sure how someone looking for a job abroad can make sure that they get calls first, second track interviews,
mm.
third get hired. To achieve all of these, what would be your suggestion? Three top suggestions.
Stop having one CV for all jobs.
Okay.
Make good connections. Networking is a must. Network well on LinkedIn. Be professional. Don't say I'm desperate for a job. Third is, make a list of countries where you are targeting to move to, because every country is different. Even in Europe, Germany is far different to the UK. So you cannot expect the same kind of lifestyle and the facilities in one country compared to the other. Tax reasons, so every country has a different taxation system. It differs from industry to industry, your family situation, etc. So it is not only related to CV, but a person has to do a lot of research on other factors which will help or not help him when he finds himself in that country. So landing and then thinking, oh, tax is totally different, I did not expect this, or maybe the education system I don't like, that will create rifts between the family itself. Like, you might like it, your family might not like it, so that is not going to help you. So you have to know in which country you have opportunities, but also you are going to have a good enough parallel life for your family. So that kind of research one has to do. And secondly is, do research on the companies itself, alter your CV, um, prepare well, do networking, learn the hard way, find employers a list of companies which sponsor visas in those countries. Those are the things that I learned once I joined CDA. So a lot of things you have to accept that you have to learn, and not think that I know everything and I will get a job just because I have 15 years of experience. No. So
Amazing.
a lot of learning is what you have to do in order to land in that country, and also make yourself informed about the country's lifestyle itself, so that you are not in for a shock after you land here. Cultural shocks is a very abstract word that I hear, because if a person is coming here, he or she should know already how that country is. But after landing and saying that I am getting cultural shocks is a very uninformed, unplanned, situation that one lands into. Cultural
Amazing.
shocks, cultural shocks. All those people who make videos on YouTube or Instagram saying that cultural shocks, they are the people who are living here for 10, 15 years. So, and they talking about cultural shocks is actually amazes me.
Amazing.
I've been here only for 2 years. I never got a cultural shock.
So that's the masala which
Yes.
attracts the views, and then eventually you get paid for.
So there are a lot of cultural shocks in the US as well. So, but nobody talks about that.
Got it.
Every
Got
country has cultural shocks, but if you know them in advance, you are better prepared for your life there. That's my point.
got it. Got it. But yeah, it's quite deep, and I can say it's definitely important.
Came from
Okay.
experience.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think we have almost concluded.
Hmm.
So yeah, so now we'll jump to the Q&A session. Guys, will be taking the questions.
Hmm.
So you can start posting the questions in the chat now, so that we know what you want to ask. I'll bring up the question on the screen, and yeah, we can answer from there. Okay, so and maybe there is a question from Nikunj. I'm not quite sure if you can answer this. If not, then I would like to answer.
Frankly speaking, all I can say is I can't say how big is the scope, but I am pretty sure that for these skills, having German language in Germany, having German language up to a decent level, intermediate level, would really stand out, and you can get calls. So
So
if you start
you're
learning
saying.
German, yeah, if you
Mhm.
start learning German, because see, at the end of the day, I keep speaking about Germany. So if you want to see yourself in Germany, for these roles, these are more customer interactive roles, right? And directly on the system, interacting with customers, understanding the hard problems. So Germany is not an English speaking country. Only the IT companies and other companies have English as the first language, and then additional language Germany. So if you there are a lot of people who do still learn German and come learn German in India and come to Germany. They really stand out. Some people, they come here and they end up learning German. So it's a must. Even if you go to Spain, if you learn Spanish, you will stand out from the other crowd. It's the same everywhere in Europe. So if you think that I will survive with English language, that's the cultural shock you will get. So for these skills, yes, demand is definitely there. But if you have some speaking skills and you show the interest to learn and go up to the higher level, you will definitely get opportunities.
Perfect. Perfect. There's a question. What's your
Mhm.
profile?
My profile is very simple. I'm from the SAP background. SAP is a ERP skill in the IT industry, and that's all I did all my life for the last 14, 15 years. So there are many modules in SAP, and there are a lot of companies that use SAP for their projects. And I have traveled to UK and Germany for the projects, and hence that's my main skill. um, I work as a consultant for the major part of my life for 12, 13 years, and then I according to experience and according to my interest, I am moving to project management area now. And in the SAP specs itself, handling HAP projects, budgeting, people, etc. So yeah, that's my skill set, and that's my profile.
That's a compliment for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Pari.
Okay. Pari has a question. So maybe if you can't answer, I'll take this forward because it's a non-IT profile. So
Yeah, I have no idea. Let me be clear.
okay. So procurement, yeah, as a procurement specialist, yes, supply chain procurement market is really good. Yes, it's possible if you apply with quality, really good number of jobs. You have a very great, like huge possibility. Of course, as it's a non-IT profile, having opportunity card is a big plus if you
Mm.
can apply for that. Let's go further. Okay, so it's a very good question. Someone is asking,
Hmm.
does
I
age
don't.
matter?
I don't know if I'm qualified enough to answer that, but as I said, the earlier you go, the better chances for you. But I don't think I heard any case where people are rejected based on age.
Not
Depends.
really. We have
No,
examples. People got
yeah,
hired at 48,
yeah.
7,
I
48,
have
49.
seen, I have actually seen people in their 40s moving very recently. Actually, last week, a person from my friend circle, he moved from the USA to Hamburg, and for the last 1 week, he was bugging me with say how to settle here and there. And he's 46, he has two kids, so moving from the USA to Germany. So I don't think there's a real age unless you are 50 plus or 60 plus something and old enough to even walk.
So this person is asking, he's working for a German company. Will he get any advantage out of it?
You're
He's
working for a
working.
German. You're working for a German company for a decade now. So did you even put any efforts to learn German language? Had you done that, probably you would have gotten it. And second is networking. When you work for a company for 10 years, I'm sure you would have a very good network for with people in Germany. So you should use that to your advantage and try to find out if there are opportunities in case you are really serious about moving to Germany itself. Will there be a barrier for German language? Yes, I can't deny that. But if you start learning and if you have some basic skills and you show the interest, if you move to Germany, your life will be easy. I have a very famous line. I speak to everybody and I tell the same. If you think that you come to Germany with only English language, you can survive, but you cannot live here. So if you have to live, speak, start accepting the language and speak at whatever level you can. Not everybody is an expert in learning languages. I can speak 7 languages. So learning language was very natural for me. So not everybody can do that. But if you think that it is English is fine, I can survive, you will be in for the cultural shock. So accepting the language, accepting the culture will really make you stand out from the crowd. So to answer your question, network well within your company and start working on your German skills. Definitely will be a plus point for you.
Okay. So sorry, not this one. Wait. This one. Yeah.
2 years of experience enough to apply for jobs. Second thing is I have German language knowledge. You didn't mention how much level you have. There are 6 levels of German language: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So the higher you have, the better for you. If you have A1 or A2, it will only help you get to that interview calls. But if you get a call from a local company, they will expect you to speak a little higher level of German. But if you get from one of the MNCs like I got, probably that will not be a big barrier for you. But as I said, I keep repeating, work on your German language. And if you have Germany as one of your goals or countries that you want to move to, use your time in India to learn as much levels as possible of German, because it is far cheaper to learn in India than in Germany. So if you improve your German language and have a very good strong technical profile, that's a deadly combination.
Data
A2,
engineering
I
is
see that
actually.
message. A2, I even had A2. It helped me get through that interview call, but it will not help you to live in Germany. But it is definitely a plus. A2 is far better than having no German language. So you are definitely one of the fits for the job market. But if you keep improving on that language skills and in your technical skills, definitely there's enough opportunities in the data engineer area, right?
Data engineering is actually in huge demand.
Yeah,
So
huge demand. So if you have language skills and somebody who doesn't even speak one word, you are definitely a better fit than him or her, right? So
if I would say to answer this, if you're coming from technical recruitment, such as screening the tech guys, like screening people for the interviews from IT or other industries, then yes, chances are very high. If you are not coming from technical recruitment, I would say apply for opportunity card visa and also learn German. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So Vishal, I think I'll tag him in the post itself, I'll tag after the live. I'll tag Raj in the post, so you can reach him afterwards if you want to. Okay. Should we really do the coaching from Goethe Institute to pass A1, B1 levels, or just knowing conversational German is sufficient? I have completed the conversational German but not appeared for any German exam. What do you suggest?
Any kind of conversational German without a certificate is only say half cup, right? So I did A2 from Goethe Institute back in India, and I improved upon that and did B1 here. So having a certificate will really boost your chances not only in the interview but in the visa application, because when the company actually hires you, they will ask for all the documents, right? And if you have a German certificate, because when the interview process takes place, conversation language will work for you. But when it goes to the recruiting stages, that is when the documents will speak for themselves. So having a certificate will definitely be of more value than just speaking even fluent German. So
Got it.
go for the certification. It will really help you.
Got it. But yeah, I think if not, I think in my experience, if someone is able to speak at
Yeah.
B1, not having certification, you get a
Yes.
lot of advantage during the interview
Yeah,
process.
but how are you going to show your resume? You will not be able to speak to the recruiter until they have
You have
selected
to
your
no,
profile.
you no
So you
no
have
you
to show in your CV that you
yeah
are A2 B1,
yeah
and
you have
only
to write this
they
down.
will select you, and then
Yeah,
they will only speak to you once your profile is
like,
selected.
that's true. You have to maybe write something in your CV. You can say
Yes.
fluent in German B1, or
Yes.
they might send you some
Cover
kind of
letter
test.
also you can say
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah,
good conversational
yeah,
in
yeah,
German and
yeah.
I'm comfortable expressing myself. That will help you, help them to filter out candidates and come to you. So
Yeah.
conversation is one part, but having certificates is the real deal.
Okay, does the career gap seen as a challenge? I would like to answer this one. Is it
Yeah, I
tough to
don't
get a
know.
job having career gap? See, again, it's a very specific question.
Hmm.
There could be multiple answers to this. Let's say I was working, and then in 2019, I left my job. I was sick for 6 months, 4 months, or whatever. I didn't work, and then I started working again after 6 months. Then it's not a gap. It is fine.
Yep.
They will not. It's not bad. Even let's say you were not working 6 months ago, but from past 6 months you are still working, it is still okay. You must have a valid reason. If someone asks you, you should be able to explain it. Then again, it's fine. But if you are currently unemployed
Hmm.
and unluckily, I'm repeating, unluckily, you are coming from a profile which is not in good demand, then it's going to backfire badly.
Hmm.
To put the to give you more clear answer, let's say I'm a software developer. I'm not working for past 3 months and I want to get a job abroad. I can still get a job if I do my job best in writing CV, writing cover letter, applying for the jobs, prepare well for the interviews. I'm not employed now, but have good experience, good skill set. From past 3 months, I'm not working. They will still consider you. You must have a valid reason of not working. That is understandable. But let's say somebody coming as a person with no technical skill set, or coming from non IT as a banker, and you are not working, then they will not talk to you.
Yep.
So so that's why I said there are these are very specific questions. I think you can write to us. Just send us the DM if there are such questions. We will definitely answer those. Yeah. Okay. So does experience matter technically? Will they consider the experienced candidate if hired as an international talent, or can the person with 3 to 4 years of IT experience be able to get offers when compared to more experienced candidate? I think
Uh,
it's okay.
yeah, anything about 2 3 years of experience is considered good enough. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so having no experience will definitely be considered as a fresher, and you will never get jobs even in India. Freshers are very
Yes.
difficult to get
Yes.
jobs now. So
Good. Okay. How are the opportunities for the banking domain in trade finance? I think I should answer this. I'm certified
mm,
money laundering specialist. I would straightforward say Arul, apply for opportunity card visa.
Yeah.
That will help you. We have examples. There was a banker, retail banking. He got hired after having job seeker visa, right? So same for the logistics. So apply for opportunity card visa. Nikunj is saying thanks to you for the insights.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, how long one needs to get A2 certification?
It depends on the course you're trying to take. Some are crash courses, some are full-time courses. So I remember when I did in Goethe Institute, to complete A2, it took me almost 6 months. Yeah, A1 3 months, A2 3 months, and simple a very simple exam at the end of it. So 6 months if you do a full-time course. Never go for those crash courses. It's of no use. Crash courses are only done by students who want to learn quick German before they land in Germany for their masters. So if you are a student and you want to learn some German quickly and you don't have 3, 4, 5 months time, that is when you can do a crash course. But going for a full-time course, considering you are applying for a job field, then 6 months for sure.
Got it. Chances for mechanical design engineer, I would say yes. If it would be possible if you have some experience, but you need to put a lot of efforts. Provided, yeah, because you are coming from non-IT sector, so good amount of efforts are required. Definitely, but it's possible. Consider multiple countries, not just one country. Germany.
Hmm.
You can consider multiple countries
I think the
across Europe.
Middle East is a good
Hundred
place
percent.
for
Yeah,
mechanical
yeah.
designers.
Mechanical construction, 100%, and apply for opportunity card visa if you are interested for Germany. And we also provide support for OC. You can drop us a DM, drop me a DM. I'll definitely my team will definitely get back to you for the OC queries as well. For nursing, I would say German is really must.
Must.
Yeah, mm, the best part is it's a
Huge demand.
huge demand, highly shortage profile. So, what is happening these days, what I noticed, they started considering people who are speaking A2 level of German. So
Oh,
now you don't need to have B1 level of German if you are coming from nursing. If you are able to speak at the A2 level, they will still be interested to proceed with you if you have great skill set and experience. Okay, okay. Let's go further. Aparna, I don't know what exactly is your question. If you want to come for study, then yes, there are a lot of opportunities. Yeah. Okay. So, hi Pragnesh. Yeah. Okay, guys, we can still have a couple of more questions if you want to type something. Otherwise, we'll be closing. So I'll just wait for few seconds. If you have any question. So I don't know what kind of consultant are you referring to, Aparna? If it's an IT consultant, or let's say, like in case of Raj, he's an SAP consultant, or working for a company where, yeah, you work as a consultant. Yes, profile is in demand. You need to put in the efforts. Okay, so German is must for the mechanical design engineers for opportunity card. No, yes, to it is an add-on, but to get the opportunity card visa, German is not required. We have examples where we have chemical engineers who got the opportunity card visa without having German language skills. Chemical engineers, mechanical engineers, other profiles, people are getting the visa even from banking side. Yeah. So may I ask what is the meaning of university status plus minus for opportunity card visa, and uh, can one even apply for same visa if he she has this university status plus minus? So it means H plus means university is recognized in Germany. H minus means they don't consider this university because this university is not even recognized in your own country. That's why you don't get the visa if it's H minus. If it's H plus minus, that means status is not clear. It could be recognized, it could not be recognized. So best thing is you are still safe. You can apply for the ZAB process, which means get your degree recognized, and then you will become eligible to apply for opportunity card visa. And that's what we also offer. If you register with us having H plus minus degree, we have we have we provide guidance how you can get your degree recognized in our course itself. So yeah, this will be done as part of our flight to Germany course for opportunity card. Let's go further. So Santosh Yadav says he's from Salesforce background. Is it in demand? Maybe I should answer it. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If you come from Salesforce, let's say any kind of technical skill set as a developer, as admin, or working into Salesforce cloud, right? Then yes, it's in demand. Yeah. After PGM, the best job in HR or marketing? I would say marketing. I would always choose marketing over HR somehow. So yeah, let's go further. Opportunity card for nursing is helpful or have to take German language class. Coming from nursing, German language skill are required. So yeah, without that, yeah, we can just do one thing. Drop me a message or drop me a DM on LinkedIn. Maybe we'll further assess your profile and then recommend you accordingly. Ravindra, sure. If you have sent the message, if you have sent the message, so yeah, me or my team will get back to you if you have sent the DM. Yeah. Are there good opportunities for DevOps and automation test?
yeah, definitely.
It's both the profiles are really in huge demand. Yeah. Okay. I think there is one question which I see on my. I don't see there, but I see further down. So there is a question that uh, I come from plastic FRP grading experience in India. Any openings? I think Pragnesh, you can send the DM. Me or my team will get back to you. Okay, perfect. So I think it was quite insightful, and yeah, Rajshekhar, thanks for joining. It
Yep.
was
Thank
quite
you.
helpful for everyone. For me, sharing your experience, specifically the detailed experience, that is going to be really helpful for everyone. And yeah, that's yeah. Thank you. Thanks for coming here and sharing your journey experience. Yeah.
No problem. It
So
was so long ago, so it felt really good to revisit those memories more than 2 years ago. But I've seen there are a lot of changes in the industry, a lot of opportunities, and thankfully, talking about Germany, there are opportunity card visas, and the rules have become more easier. So people, if they put in that extra hard effort and try to use CDS help in tapping those potentials like I did. I think anything is possible, and a lot of people have found success. And one I am one of the examples, so I really go for it. And thank you, Sandeep, for all the good work that you're doing. And I guess we will hear many more success stories from you and your team. So good luck to you and your team as well.
yeah, thanks, and best wishes to you as well. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. So have a nice evening. Take care. Bye bye.